me telling somebody about my trans identity is kind of my gift to them, and it's not something that that I owe to them. It's more of like me letting them into my life and me letting them into my vulnerability, and that when I had that conversation with my mom where I told her that I was trans, maybe around the time I was 17. She didn't know what trans was. I had to explain what it was to her. I think initially she thought that I was just a girl who liked other girls, and I had to explain to her. It was a little challenging because I didn't have the words to explain it in Vietnamese. She didn't respond negatively when I told her at first. I think she just needed space to process it and think about it. I know that to her it almost felt like she was losing a daughter, so there was a little bit of a grieving process. As soon as she realized that I could be trans and I could succeed and I could be okay and still go to school and still be successful, I think she found a lot of comfort in that as someone who was a first generation immigrant who came over mostly to have a better life for her kids. Yeah, I mean, now I see those two identities as very connected, just because I've grown in that way and being around other people and being in spaces that embrace both of those identities. In the beginning, I saw those two identities as very separate. Whenever I was in a queer or a trans space, it would be mostly white folks. But whenever I was in a Vietnamese space, usually with my family, we would not talk about my trans identity or my sexual identity. It is hard to find someone who's both Asian and trans, just because of the same struggle. Like, a lot of times these identities can be seen as incompatible, and it's hard to find a space where both of those are seen in a way that people can come in and just really show up in their entire wholeness. So when I was transitioning medically, I got pretty good medical care. I've been lucky to have good insurance, and my doctors have been, good. But in terms of the mental health, I think the way that our system is structured is very individual. A lot of healing occurs within the four walls of one room. It's usually one-on-one or maybe two-on-one if you're lucky. But when I think about transitioning, I think about the fact that my whole family is transitioning, right? So there's a son now that's in the family. There's different roles, different responsibilities that come with that. Within the system of mental health, there's no room for a community-based model of healing. So if my family had been able to get the same resources and gotten the same kind of attention that I did when I was transitioning, they would be able to transition with me as well. I've certainly lost a lot of folks along the way just because of misunderstanding or non-acceptance. But I feel that if our mental health system was actually culturally competent, then we would move towards more of a community-based model of healing, something that is less sterile, something that's less diagnostic